We're back. Number 5 of 5 today. And I kind of underestimated this one and about how important it is to be able to get out the back of your element. And there's a few reasons. You could have somebody at the side door with a hatchet or a flamethrower, and you need to get out the back in a hurry. So this is essential. But also in the middle of the night when you need to get outside, to have to crawl up and try to open the front door and drop everything outside compared to just pulling your latch, the hatch flips up and out you go. It's a great thing for adding some ventilation as well. You can just crack it a little bit, have something to hold it down, and get some fresh air when you need it. But I'm going to show you how I did it. You can almost use any materials you have around to do this job. You don't have to go and find special things. So let's take a look at what it takes to do it. Some aircraft cable, very fine wire, braided. And on that cable, we need some way to connect it. So the most common are like Crosby's, that tighten down on the cable. They're a bit heavy duty. You don't need them for this. It's not hanging. One thing that I saw was these electrical connectors, so you could use that and then put your wire through there, tighten them down, maybe put 2 of those. This is another little connector that's used commonly in hanging systems. Don't know how easy it would be to find, but anything of that idea. And once we have that, we need something to run the wire through because it's got to go at a right angle. So just look around for some pulleys of some kind. This is some kind of a door hardware. I think this is for drapes, this one. At the bottom, a tensioner, but there's a little plastic pulley in there, and that would work just fine to run the cable over and around. And when the cable comes through, what we're going to use is some lamp tube, and this is just this threaded rod that lamps come with, and they have nuts on there. So on the inside, we're going to tighten that down so that it sticks out, and then once it goes through the back, we'll put a nut on it. And what's nice is there are some decorative nuts if you want to fancy it up. So this is just a little round one that looks pretty nice and would look great on the door rather than a hex nut. And the only other thing I'd suggest there is that if you can see this one, it has a plastic sleeve on the inside, which actually is beneficial to keep from abrading the wire, but it's not absolutely necessary. And the only other thing we need is something to hook on to the cable on the other side. I just pulled a couple things out of my bin, but maybe if you're looking in lamp parts, you might find this is what a chandelier hangs on, and maybe it's got a ring on it, but you could use that as your pull. This is another lamp part, so you could use it this way. Cut a block of wood, put a handle on there, and make that your pull. You can get as creative as you want here and make it your own. But that's basic parts you need to look for. Putting the handle on, it's good to use some fender washers. These are large flat washers, just to give you some support. And bend it so that it fits the curve on the back of the door. And just use your machine screw through there, and that'll give you plenty of support, and it won't pull or come through. Well, while we're waiting for the epoxy to cure, let's tackle the age-old problem about the rear latch. And kindly somebody reminded me the other day that I probably needed that. So anyway, thought might as well do that. So I had planned on using this handle that I had found. It's an IKEA handle. And I put it at the top as high up because I didn't want it to interfere with any of the the storage containers or anything, so it wouldn't get in the way. And I wanted it long so you could grab onto it from anywhere. And not only that, when it's up above, I'm hoping we might be able to use it as a towel rack in the kitchen. But I'll show you the mechanism that I used. First of all, I'm using 16th gauge aircraft cable. This is normally used to hang artwork. And here's the hardware here. So the first thing I did was I took my cable and made a little loop, and I put 2 fasteners on it there, cable clamps, so that'll be fine. And over on this side, I bolted a shiv onto that little brace there. And luckily that brace isn't attached to the top, so you can just bend it down, drill your holes, and then bend it back up. So the cable is running around that, and it comes back over here to this piece of lamp tube. Now that's the threaded rod that lamps are made of. This one was good because it actually had the plastic sleeve to protect the wires. So you can see the cable is coming down through it. Now this is the hole where the button goes that holds the cover on. But we're going to use that to our advantage. So drill that out. It's a 3/8 tube. Put a nut on the top and one just below so you can adjust this up and down. But you want it to be about 2 1/8, 2 1/4 inches long, so it will protrude through the cover. Oh, look at that. Well, I guess we're going to have to try it. Stay here. Okay, nice looking handle. See what happens. Hey, it opened. Well, kind of a nice clean look. Pull it in. Yep, okay. Well, that works for me. Great. Now we're not trapped in here anymore. Well, that's it for number 5. It was a pretty easy one, but crucial. And so good luck with making your rear hatch release. And one more thing you could add in is, you notice I have Tibetan bear flags in the back there. So if you do run into bears, they're always good to have. So be safe out there. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.